Okay. So, what's up? This is episode 6 of the content journey. So today I'll just be talking about last week's video and how I got that video to hit 100,000 views. So if you really want to like increase your engagement, increase growth, all that stuff for Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, just make sure you subscribe and watch the whole video. You have to watch the whole video if you want to understand, because it's like so many different subdivisions and like small things that help push this post and get it to like 100,000 views. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So to start off, basically, this is the video. The video was a short motivational video about One Piece. So basically in the video, how like my content works, I put a video of myself and then I just use my voice in the background with like clips from either shows, movies, anime, anything like that. That's what my content is based on. Obviously, like if you're watching this video, I assume that you're either one, not doing content like this, or two, you're trying to understand like how I do my content like this. And if you are, I have a content toolkit I'll put drop down fire. I have a content toolkit that I'll put in the description of the video if you want to understand like how I make my videos and what I use. So to further explain, basically one of the reasons that this video blew up was because of the fact that the hook self-selected the audience instantly. One Piece fans stopped scrolling because it felt that it was specifically made for them. So that's one thing that instantly got people attracted to it, instantly got people to want to watch the rest of the video. Because if you can see over here and compare that to like my other videos, like even the ones after that couldn't compete, because obviously like I'm still learning and trying to figure out like which posts work best. But this post is just such an outlier because like it just used my formula and my content strategy to the utmost effectiveness. So as you can see by the retention, literally, my typical retention is like 66%. This reel skip rate was 33.5%. That is 30%. A 30% jump is insane in digital marketing. So that was crazy. And it's because of the fact that it's self-categorizing in a way. So it's like, it identifies the audience, and then like if that's you, you're basically, what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say forced, but like you want to hear them out because like obviously they're talking about you, even though they're not specifically saying it. So I suggest you do that a lot in your content and keep it like specific and stuff like that. So reason number 2. It's because, like I was saying, I was speaking to them directly. It was extremely shareable because I was speaking to them directly. Because it validated who they already are instead of just giving them generic advice like most people. So, in today's content ecosystem and like landscape, it's very hard, I would say, to like stand out and differentiate yourself. So I feel that like adding one piece or adding something to catch a viewer's attention that they already like is just very important, and it also makes it shareable because they resonate with it. Shareable content is the best way to beat the algorithm. The best, hands down the best way, because of the fact that like you're not letting the algorithm just run its course, do what it has to do. You're more as in, how do I want to describe it? It's like you're having other people spread the word for you instead of the algorithm itself. And that is just platinum, best way to do it, guaranteed. All right. Third thing, that only worked because of a concept that I like to call culture jacking. I know, pause on that. I know it sounds crazy. Okay. So basically, culture jacking is like when you borrow the clout or the hype of an already credible piece of media, like One Piece, for example, like I did, and then you spin that and make it your own, or like repurpose it for your own purposes in content. So I've been doing this strategy for like a pretty long time. And basically like the borrowed credibility and the emotional appeal already that One Piece already had, I just redirected all of that towards my message. Because basically, let me show you. Okay. This is an old, super old post I made on TikTok. This post has 420K views, 81K likes. All right. So the reason why this post stood out compared to others is because I dropped it January 7th. I want everyone to look at that. January 7th is when I posted it. January 7th. Look at when Avengers Doomsday. Look at when the Avengers Doomsday trailer featuring the X-Men released. It dropped January the 6th. So what I'm doing is utilizing the hype from other pieces of media and using that and putting my own spin on that. That is literally the whole concept of culture jacking. If you don't understand, let me show you another example. Invincible. 2.6 million views on this edit. This is more than like their media team got on their post. It was an edit using comic book animated panels from the original source material of Invincible. So this post was made January 14th, 2025. I want y'all to see when season 3 of Invincible dropped. It dropped February 6th, 2025. Another example of using the hype, using the build up for different types of media for your own purposes and using that to like propel and push your content forward and give it an extra push. All right. So that's the concept of culture jacking. And the fourth reason, what actually made it land and hit the hardest is because I put a piece of myself into the post. That's what a lot of people fail at, and a lot of people like I feel don't go in depth to when they're making content. They just post it in the hopes of like whether that be getting viewers, getting followers, getting customers, and they just don't even really like put a piece of themselves out there. Whether that's because like they're too scared or whatever, but putting a piece of yourself out there in your content is literally like the key. That is so key to success when it comes to content. So key. It's like, I believe that bland creators have a niche, but standout creators have a niche and a voice. The key difference between that is someone with a voice, they're more like expressing themselves. They're using content as a way to express themselves. Others are using content just for the benefits, just for the gains. No, you have to use it to express yourself. If you don't express yourself with it, then like, why should people care about you? If you wouldn't watch your own content, how can you expect someone else to? That's what I want you all to think about. Guaranteed, once this video is over, I want you to really think about that. Would you sit there and watch all of your posts? Would you watch this post that you're making right now? Think about that before even dropping. Just really think about that. Obviously, don't let that stop you from posting, but the goal should be to get your post to a place where like you could sit there and you could binge watch all your posts. Like what I do with my edits when I used to do edits on TikTok. I'm binge watching TikTok edits because I put a piece of myself in all of those posts, so I love it. If no one else rocks with the post, I just know that I love it. Okay, and now the fifth reason, and the fastest way to find your voice is to model after a creator who's already winning in your niche or category, and then make it yours by adding your personality, your interests, your likes, your dislikes. So I did this by obviously doing constant research. Like you can literally go back on the page. Bro, I spend so much time researching on competitors, it's crazy. I spend like, I would say a good 40 to 50 hours in a week just looking at competitors and seeing what they're doing and seeing like, oh, how can I implement this? What are they doing that's working that I can do and spend for myself? It's kind of like, you know in Avatar when like, you're trying to redirect lightning. When someone's redirecting lightning in Avatar, they're taking what their opponent is doing and sending it back. They're taking their opponent's strengths and making it theirs. That's what you have to do when it comes to content. Like, if you see this fitness creator is making lifestyle videos and adding clips and they're going crazy, Why would you not want to make lifestyle videos? That's what I'm trying to understand. Why would you not want to model after someone who's already successful? It's not like you're trying to build the pathway yourself. You can literally follow their pathway and then branch off. You don't have to follow their pathway all the way. You shouldn't do that. I don't recommend doing that. But following it in the first early steps and then branching off with your own personality to create your own niche and your own personal brand, that's the best way I can say you should do this content. So without further ado, this will be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're not already subscribed, stay tuned, because obviously next week we'll be dropping another one after this week's post. And I can't wait to see y'all next week. Peace.